पंछी तो उड़ जावा तन में, रुत है ये प्रभु मिलने की। मस्त पवन है मेरा चमन है, मस्त पवन है मेरा चमन है, बीना है मंगल मिलने की। पल पंछी तो उड़ जावा तन में, रुत है ये प्रभु मिलने की।
Welcome back to the series Home. How can we get back home? Where are we right now and where is our home? And what is the reason why anyone would like to go back home? You would say, well, we are very well here on this beautiful planet in our homes that are indeed temporary, but we are enjoying our lives with our friends, with our hobbies. What is wrong with being here? There is nothing wrong with being here as long as we are awake to who we truly are. For the human beings, it is as if we have forgotten who we truly are, and we are pretending to be these characters on a stage. And these characters are really doing lots of things that are almost unbelievable. When you look at the human society at the present moment, what we can see from the manipulation of truth to war and conflict, exploitation of the nature, killing so many species, this is almost unbelievable when we understand and when we know where we are coming from. This is almost as if we are not honoring our origins. When someone is of a royal family, when someone is a prince and they know their mother and father are the queen and king, they will behave with a certain honor. They will protect the name of their royal house. It is as if human beings now have forgotten their home. They have forgotten their highest, most royal house, that somehow they should protect the honor of that house. If someone would come now on the planet and would see how we are dealing with the planet, with the conflicts amongst us, what kind of thoughts we have and emotions we create, they would say, who are these culture? Who are these civilizations? They are dishonoring the name of their home. So maybe that is happening because we have forgotten who we are. We have forgotten our house, we have forgotten our parents, we have forgotten our most royal and the highest home. There is a hint towards who we truly are, and that hint comes in a very beautiful image. Amongst all the disasters that humans have created on this planet, humans have also understood this higher nature, which is compared to the nature of an angel. We refer to these angels as being higher beings, beings of great spirituality, beings of a great emotional capability. They are capable of loving God and loving the whole humankind. They are also described as being hugely altruistic, tireless in serving the human world, tireless in helping everyone at a time of need. Angels are sometimes portrayed with wings, but many times they are just portrayed as human beings, like a man. Though all spiritual traditions understand that angels are different from the humans, and they are showing angels as if coming from up above. We were discussing yesterday the difference between heaven and home, and the biggest confusion that human beings have now, and all spiritual traditions are maintaining that confusion, that the heaven would be up above or the heaven would be the home. Nothing is more untrue. There are two different words. One is home and one is heaven. But indeed, both of them feel as if they are up. They are at a higher level. And this is what angels are also shown to belong to, a higher reality. And we would like to understand this concept of something being higher. We do show the home of us being high up above. We do show heaven as being up above. God is up above, and angels are coming from up above. What does it mean to us, to the human beings, this higher reality, this notion, this place of being up above? Even the picture behind me, I placed it up above. It is as if everything that is good or elevated or spiritual is coming from up above. And sometimes we represent our consciousness as being connected to something that is up above. We represent our awareness being connected in yoga, linked to that higher consciousness, to the consciousness of God. And we are as if looking upwards, our vision go up. So where is this coming from? If we said yesterday that home is not the continuation of this physical world, despite of our efforts to go higher and higher and higher, we have created rockets and aeroplanes, and human beings now try to ascend in the physical realm, hoping that they will find in a seventh sky, they may find God sitting over there, or they may find heaven or home sitting up there. And we said that actually is not possible. That is not the truth. There is no seventh sky where the heaven is, and there is no seventh sky where God is residing. Our home is not the continuation of the physical world. No matter how much we're gonna try to go upwards in this physical world, we're not gonna find home. But getting as far as possible from my attachments, from my dependencies, from my thoughts about this physical world is a right way to become detached. And when we are fully detached from our roles, from our physical interests and physical attractions, then we can take that jump. We can take that jump into our reality, into our home. It needs that detachment. So if our home is not up there, why do we represent everything that is good as being high up above? And we can understand that related and relative to the position of the body. Within the body, the soul is located here, Behind the eyes, behind the forehead, in the middle of the two eyes, is a soul. The soul, a non-material, invisible, incorporeal being, is associated with this body for a period of time. And it is located behind the forehead in the middle of the two eyes. So we are associating everything that is positive, soul-related, spiritual, elevated, higher consciousness with a position of where the soul is in the body. And this position is higher than everything else in the body. We are associating the gross material things with the hands and the lower consciousness and lower things with the feet. So everything is actually coming from the relative position of the soul within the body. With this reasoning, we cannot actually argue that the soul wouldn't be in the head. Otherwise, we wouldn't position everything as being high and up above as being good, and what is low below is gross, can become dirty, degraded, and is not seen as being so good. So the soul is positioned up here, and everything that is spiritual, everything that is elevated, everything that is divine and of a godly nature, it is considered to be up relative to the body. And everything else is lower, is down, and it is seen as being less positive. So we are somehow clarifying now why everything that is spiritual and soul related, human beings have started to position them up above, and they are looking up above. Their vision goes up above, which is not necessary actually, but we also are understanding God as being up above because he is close to the soul. And also the angels are seen as being up above. They are showing this fight of the angels. The archangel Michael is shown as fighting with the dragon, and he defeats the dragon and he pushes the dragon down on that realm of hell. So whatever is seen as being angelic, good, higher, elevated, godly nature is seen as being up above. And when we defeat their lower nature, the nature of vices, the nature of impurity that is pushed lower down, we would like to go deeper into that understanding and to really inquire if it's necessary to place our vision up above to get a spiritual experience. Do we really need to look up, or we can just look in front of us? Is a home truly up above, or that up above is just referring to our consciousness? When we understand that everything here in the physical world is just an image of our inner world, of our ascent and descent of our consciousness. When our consciousness is ascending to that angelic nature, the nature of being holy, of being elevated, of being caring, of being completely positive, godly nature, then we are as if referring to our consciousness going up above. There is no need for the body to go anywhere, and there is no need of our physical eyes to go up. There is no need to fly up above, and there is no need eventually to place the angels nor the home up above. That does not mean that the home is here in the physical world, but the home can be right here in front of the divine intellect in our reality which is beyond time and space. Our reality doesn't have to be up there, and there is no other hell which is down there. Our home, our eternal home, can be just here in front of the soul. When we have searched enough and we have finished our search, when something inside us decides, I had enough of this search, then we will find our home just here, just in front of me. It just takes that leap of faith to be able to become so detached from what we perceive through the physical senses, become so detached from our interests in this physical world, and take that leap of faith, take that jump into another reality. And that is home, where we all belong. And we would like, we said, to understand, why would we be interested to go home? What is the benefit of being in our home? Let us use a table again, the board. And on the board, we can see the benefit of being in our home. What is happening in the home? Why we are not fully content with this playground. We can call the physical world a playground for the soul. It is so entertaining to have all these sounds and images and colors and movement and emotions. It is all like a play. However, home has some qualities that are beyond the capability of the play. We are not able to experience in this play what our home is offering us. So this play is great, and we described yesterday the possibility of being in the heaven. And heaven is also part of this play. Heaven is also part of this corporeal world. And heaven is perfect world. Heaven is harmony and happiness and perfection in our relationships. Despite all of that, even heaven cannot offer us what home can offer. And I hope you have figured it out already by now, because he mentioned it yesterday as well. Home is a place where God is. God, the highest on high being, lives in the home. And that makes home a very special place. Home is a place that is charged with all the qualities that God is. God is understood as being infinitesimally small. We represent God as a tiny point of light, of spiritual light. And from this point of light are emanating this rays of qualities that are eternal and supremely pure. God, the Almighty, is the one that makes a home so special. Home is charged with the qualities that God has. Those qualities are outstanding. They are extraordinary. They are not perceived by us in the physical world in any way. Even the angels, which are portrayed as being instruments of God, messengers of God, they have elevated qualities, but they do not have the qualities that God is in the home. We can say God is these qualities. God is a soul, but a very special soul. He is a supreme soul. And He is all these outstanding, unique qualities that are described as being the highest on high. And when we understand that the home is charged with these qualities, it is like a charging room. In the same way now, people who own that electric car, they know that the car has to be charged. In the same way, the soul as well has to be charged. Such a long time since the soul has been in this charging room, in this connection with God, where it can fully recharge. Now, just imagine your electrical car has not been charged for a very long period of time, and there is just one tiny spark of electricity remaining in that car to be able to crawl. Recently, the car is crawling to the charging point. It is the same for all human souls right now. We are literally crawling with our last bit of electrical power within the power of the soul. The soul is completely discharged. And the only way to charge ourselves is in the charging room, in the charging connection with God. So home has this very special property that we can recharge ourselves and empower ourselves once again. God, the supreme soul, the one that is dwelling in the home forever, is the ocean. His qualities are not like human qualities. And as we said, even the angels that are embodiments of peace, love, truth, purity, and happiness are not an ocean. Only the Supreme Soul, God, in the home can have this awareness and can create such an atmosphere in the home of an ocean. Now just imagine for a second being immersed in this ocean of peace. It is not the soul or the body that is immersed in the ocean of peace. It is the mind. The intellect is looking at God in the home, and the mind is immersed in this ocean of love. The intellect experiences the whole truth. Experiencing that we are eternal. Experiencing the full divinity of the soul. Experiencing that we are part of the godly family. That means God's nature is our nature. Divinity is the nature of the human soul. Nobility, superhuman. We are truly not humans. We are divine. We are eternal. We are supremely pure, godly beings of light that are like God, that have come from this home to visit the physical world. We are visitors here. In this playground, we have come to play and to enjoy. We belong to this eternal home of silence, eternal home of stillness, eternal home of comfort and rest. God is ever pure. It is this supreme purity of the home that is attracting us. There are no influences. There are no attacks. There are no doubts or duality in our home. We are getting a glance through the intellect of how it is to be in the home, in the company of the Supreme Soul of God. Just by hearing the description of home, just by creating a physical image of it, helps with recharging the soul. God is highest on high and is almighty. That means that in the home we are able to recharge and become powerful again. It is amazing how weak we have become and how much we are postponing still regaining our power. It is as if there is a huge opposition to us in regaining our power. What is this opposition? What is it that makes us delaying, postponing being in our home? It is like a child who is wandering in the night, in the darkness. He has forgotten where the home is, where the parents are. He has played all day, but now he is tired and hungry and afraid and alone in the night. And there is a message, and there is a light, and there is someone grasping the truth and grabbing his hand and telling him, here it is, your home. Come back home. Come back home to recharge and to rest and to have the comfort of being with your mother and your father. Your supreme mother and father, God himself, is here for you. He has come to take you back home into the rest and the peace and the silence and the comfort of being with your family in the home. What is it that is opposing us so much that we don't want to know about the home? We don't want to know, and we don't want to be in the home. There must be a very strong opposition, unless and until we understand that that opposition comes from the enemy, comes from that full enemy of the human beings of God, that Satan, that dragon, that evil. Unless we understand it is coming from that, we will continue to indulge in not wanting to go home. not wanting to be in our home and thinking that this playground is everything. Whether we like it or not, we need to go back home. And home is the best place to be. So I hope you had a glance of what home is and what is a special role that home plays for all of us. Home is a place where God is. So let us once again experience for a few seconds this leap of faith, this jump from the ordinary consciousness into the home, which can be right here in front of me, just becoming detached, taking this leap of faith. The consciousness is jumping into the awareness of being in the home. Thank you for joining, and we hope you will join again tomorrow to understand what is this opposition and what is happening that some of us don't really want to know about home. I do hope you have changed your opinion about home, and I hope that you will understand what is the benefit of knowing God in the home. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.